Hey, happy Monday, happy Monday. I am Walt, and I'm here with another stock talk video. All right. Now, what I've started to see is in certain videos, people asking questions about, my portfolio, what stocks that I buy. But what I wanted to touch on is, obviously, those stocks matter, right? But I want to get into the process, because the process to obtaining those stocks are far more important than even the stocks itself, right? And what I mean by that is how I am able to take the money that I have to purchase those equities or those assets. The first thing that I do, and this is life changing for me, is budget, right? Every time I get paid, the day before I get paid, because I am salary, I get paid, I will go ahead and create my budget. Now, my budget will be for that 2 week span or until the next time I am scheduled to get paid. So in that budget, I account for every expense, right? So for me, I like to pay my bills as soon as I get notified. So if I know I'm going to get a notification within that 2 week span, that gets accounted for in the budget for that paycheck. Rent, I'll take a certain amount of money from each paycheck and put it into my rent account. My investments, right? I have a certain amount that I invest every paycheck as well as daily to my investments. And I everything, entertainment, I do some sports betting, everything I account for, groceries, gas, down to the penny, so that every cent is accounted for. And the reason that was so impactful for me to do is once I started to tell my money where to go and what to do, I realized I had a lot more money to actually invest and grow my portfolio, right? Which is currently paying me over $11,000 a year in dividends, about $922 a month. The second thing that I did is, after my active income is accounted for, I would go ahead and any other forms of income that I would receive, I would 95% of it, sometimes 100, will go back into those investments, right? So if I was to, back when I would do, gig work, I might do Uber Eats or Amazon Fresh, every cent would go to the portfolio. If I, played poker and I was won, portfolio. If I placed a sports bet and I won, portfolio. Whatever your additional streams of income are after you've done budgeted your active and your mainstream, that will go back into the portfolio. And then most importantly, once you start to see you getting dividends, right? Because in the first 2 years, 2.5 years, every dividend that I got, I would make sure that I bought more shares with, because one, it wasn't realistically enough for me to do anything with, but that did help grow the portfolio quite a bit quickly. So once, for me, those were the two things that really allowed me to supercharge my portfolio within the last 5 years. And the first 2 years, it was touch and go, right? The last 3 is when I was able to really fine tune that process, and it started to work with more efficiency. All right, so let me know if you have any questions, and I'll make sure to answer. I'm Walt, and I'll talk to you again soon.